Starts to look, well, functionally redundant, obsolete even.
Which sets up his ultimate provocative question. If technology will soon meet all human needs, the question arises, do we even need governments by 2030? It feels like a stark equation he's presenting. But that date, 2030, that's incredibly soon. Is that just for effect, or does the article offer solid reasoning for that specific time frame?
I think it's definitely designed to be provocative, to force the issue, but it is anchored in those futurist predictions we mentioned earlier. Abdullah seems to use 2030 because it aligns with the timelines people like Khosla and Diamandis were putting out for achieving that ASI superiority. It injects urgency.
Right, it forces an immediate conversation rather than a hypothetical one decades away.
Exactly. And this ties back to the emotional core, I think. This isn't just about cold efficiency for Abdullah, it's about hope, or the lack of it. The whole viability of this radical idea, replacing flawed human governance with perfect ASI management, it relies on the premise that people have lost faith. When millions genuinely believe the existing political system will never deliver reliable housing or clean water, well, they might naturally look towards the most powerful alternative force available.
Which, in this scenario, is presented as artificial superintelligence.
Right, that widespread despair kind of justifies the radical nature and the urgent timeline. It makes the unthinkable seem potentially necessary.
Okay, so let's try and sum this up. What does this all mean for you listening? We've got this bold article from Mohammed Raj Abdullah, dated late 2025, setting this incredibly provocative timeline. Government potentially obsolete by 2030. The whole argument rests on two pillars. First, the unregulated, lightning-fast acceleration of tech giants racing towards ASI. An ASI that promises, according to its proponents, to do all jobs better than humans. And second, the counterpoint. The stagnant, systemic failure of governments, as documented by the author, to provide the foremost basic human necessities.
Yeah, the author basically suggests traditional governance is stuck in a zero-sum game against exponential technology, a game it fundamentally cannot win. It's built to be slow. Tech is built to be fast. But the source material really hinges on this crucial assumption that machines won't just take over all jobs, but will also flawlessly manage the delivery of all human needs. And this raises a really important final thought, something for you to mull over long after this deep dive is finished. If technology, through ASI, does take over all cognitive and physical labor, and it handles the delivery of every single necessity, then who or what gets to decide what all human needs actually are in that new reality? If human input into governance essentially disappears and the entire delivery mechanism becomes purely technological, where does the definition of need even come from, and how is that new, presumably global delivery structure managed? How could it possibly be challenged or changed if needed?
A truly mind-bending question to consider, especially as technology keeps accelerating, seemingly way past our collective ability to understand, let alone regulate it.